Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Looks like we're building a computer today. What do you say we take a look at what we've got? Now, this all started because I had the opportunity to enter the Newegg Shuffle and actually purchase an RTX 3060. And I didn't exactly want to put it in a computer that I'd already built, since it already had a graphics card, it had everything it needed. So jumped on the chance to get a 10th gen Core i5 unlocked processor. It's a 10600KF. It was on sale on Newegg for $199, and it also had a rebate and included a free game. I think it's called like Death Stranding. I went ahead and paired this with an Asus TUF Gaming B560M Plus Wi-Fi motherboard. This one actually is integrated with Wi-Fi 6. It also has Bluetooth, so it already supports most of the newer networks out there. This particular motherboard is designed for 11th gen and 10th gen processors from Intel, and unfortunately, when you don't have an 11th gen processor, you make the mistake of thinking you can use both of the PCIe M2 slots. Unfortunately, it disables the very top one. So I had a backup plan. I had already ordered another SSD. In this case, it was a Seagate Barracuda Q5 SSD. This one was a Gen 3. It's a 1 terabyte. I was really just planning on using this one mostly just for data, and then using the 500 gig NVMe 4.0 drive as the operating system. But as you can see, this motherboard, since I'm using a 10th gen processor, unfortunately can't take advantage of using both slots, so it disables the fourth gen slot. I went ahead and picked up a Cooler Master Hyper 212 RGB Black Edition. This particular cooler actually had some really good reviews. It was under $40. It is actually compatible with both AMD and Intel processors, most of the newer processors that are available now. So if I wind up not using this in my current build, I can actually use this in my AMD Ryzen build. And because this Asus motherboard actually supports 5 volt and 12 volt RGB connections, I went ahead and picked up these Air Goose. They were relatively cheap on Amazon. I think they're like $30, worth a shot. They even have a magnet to help hold on to the case. And this was the Oloy, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but this was the Warhawk memory that actually came bundled with the GTX 3060. It was required that you actually purchased it. And since I had already gotten one in a bundle and I was going to build this one, I opted to just go ahead and pick up a second set. So I'm going to have 32 gigs of RAM in this system. It runs at 3600 megahertz, so should be pretty decent, even though it's not going to overclock on this system. Up next is a power supply. It's a GameMax 750 watt RGB power supply. I actually already have a 650 watt, but it's a non-modular power supply in another system. This one is actually fully modular and actually does have RGB lighting. It's not controllable by the motherboard. There's a button on the back that you can actually push to cycle through the various RGB settings. And in terms of a PC case, I went ahead and opted to use an NZXT H510. This is a mid-tower case. You can actually fit a full-size ATX motherboard, which is what my AMD system is. It's a black and red one. I went ahead and picked up the white one. They've dropped in price fairly well over the last year or two since they were introduced. This particular case is actually only $69 right now on Amazon, and sometimes you can get some better deals if you buy a like new one on an Amazon warehouse special. And if you'll notice on the case, it actually has quite a bit of space for stuff and for wire management. It's got a couple of slots for a couple of spots actually for a 2.5 SSD drive. So if you have a 2.5 SSDs, the old SATA 6 gig style SATA 3 drives, they actually will fit in here, and you can fit up to 2. And it also includes a 3.5 inch hard drive cage, which you just have to unscrew from the bottom. And so once you've removed it, you can actually screw a hard drive in place and then have it stored there. So I have one mechanical drive that will be in there. It's going to be a 2 terabyte Barracuda traditional drive from Seagate. So that's really the entire system. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Stay ahead of any future releases that I have coming. go and check out the unboxing of the RTX 3060 card that I got off of Newegg. Thanks for watching.